Oh, look at that flip up. Come on, spin. 2-in-1 video. 2-in-1. You're watching Flippy James Disc Golf. My name is James. Happy you're here. Today we have two different things to test out. If you are anything like me, maybe your forehand has a little bit of wobble in it and it's not always consistent. One way to fix this, if you're not trying to get better and 100% correct your forehand, is to just throw something overstable like this dynamic disc culprit. This is the Orbit Lucid Ice version. Disc Golf Deals USA sent this out for a video. They've been sending out a ton of discs. If you use the link in my description, you're gonna get 10% off anything on their site. 420-3.5 are the numbers, so we're gonna see how overstable it is. I know it's not the best thing to do. You should fix your form, but if you just want to play disc golf for fun and you're burning stuff over forehand, grab something overstable. It's gonna fix everything. Now, if your forehand is 100% trash, the next side of this argument is people say, just throw something flippy, backhand. Flippy meaning it's understable. So if you're right-handed and you throw backhand, it's gonna turn to the right. Today we have the spin, 2.54 -20 from MVP. So we're gonna see, the first test is it better to forehand something really overstable or backhand something understable? The understable won that round. We're doing CTP for that test. I'm not putting today. Since I'm testing out two different things as well, I'm going to tell you what the next one is here in a second. I'm not going to keep a tally because it just gets too confusing. We're just going to decide after the round. Now, since I didn't want to just do forehand holes with the culprit, I wanted to throw it backhand too. The next test is it better to have something overstable backhand you can crank over on and let it flex out, or is it better to have something understable where you throw hyzer, give it some snap and just let it flip up and ride, or put a little less effort on it? That's the next comparison. I thought I had more to say. We'll do overstable first. I missed my line, but I think it's very close. I wanted to go to the right side of that tree. It barely passed. Get up. Oh, that was a little bit short. I think this part will help newer players decide what would be a better selection for them, understable versus overstable. So with overstable discs, even if you put them on anhyzer, an angle like this, or flat or hyzer, they're not gonna go as far with the same amount of power as an understable disc. It doesn't wanna get to a ground if it's understable, unless it's super flippy, burn over, roller, So that's gonna help you decide if you're wanting to throw hard on a hole or if you're wanting to be a bit more touchy. On this one, it's only 164 feet. Let's see if we can spot the difference. Oh, you probably can't see that one. My bad. But that was super floaty. I'm gonna throw this the same way. If it wouldn't have hit that last tree, it would have gotten close to pin high. Let's just rethrow it. And to think I almost didn't throw that again. Did that stay in the basket? Let's go! Does that count as an ace? It's 2 shots. I do backflips when I ace, so you're getting 2 in this video. Woo! So, back to what I was saying. Feeling good. With the same throw that I just threw that spin, the same power, this probably wouldn't, it might get to these trees, like the ones on the end before the basket. So, yeah, that went right around the trees. I might have put a little bit more. Should we throw that again, too, just to try an ace? I brought the spin back just because I couldn't believe that happened. We're going to try and flick it in, too. Oh, that was close. Come on, let's go. Oh, my gosh. I'm feeling good today. I don't know how to make this whole fit with the stories I'm trying to tell with these two discs. So let's just do a backhand and a forehand. Backhand spin. That would both be good. It would both be good. It's hard to backhand downhill this way with the spin to show that understable deal I was trying to go with. Let's throw it twice. Oh, skip? Kind of gave up there. Flicking a understable disc downhill might not make sense, but I'm not trying to be cocky, but lately I've got it with putters. The spin is on today. I'm actually going to move you for the this shot because we don't need to see the right gap as well for this shot. Oh my gosh, I'm dripping sweat. It is hot. 80? No way. Boom, culprit ace. Oh, just over the top. Something else to think about when throwing understable versus overstable is that the disc can be understable, but you still have to give it enough speed, enough spin to get it to be understable. Like, it's not like you can just barely give it a little throw. Like on the ace one, it wasn't turning right because I didn't give it enough, and I put it on hyzer. Controlling speed is a fact as well when making that decision, which there's another hole that's longer on the back nine we'll get to. We're not playing 18, but there's a hole out there that's really gonna show and explain that. But this does too for the not wanting to go too far type of throw. Because this is also, what's this say? 121. So backhanding the spin, it's touchy. Like you have a little gap to hit, and it makes it a much more difficult throw if you're wanting to throw straight. Oh, get a little lucky tree hit. I would have had to throw it really hard to maybe like pop it up to flat and then turn through this straight gap. It's just, it makes it much more of a tough shot than having something overstable where you can put it on hyzer and let it flex. Oh, hitting trees again. Way to ruin my explanation. Let's try that again real quick. I did expect this culprit to fight out faster than it has been. With 2 glide and 3.5 fade, it's more of like a 3 glide, 3 fade. Like this is more zony flight to me, which is great. People, that's a flight a lot of people want. Let's go forehand again first. That was better. Yeah. Maybe it was just the angle. Maybe it's been me this whole time. Oh, I also think it's easier to hit gaps forehand than backhand. We could go up the middle here. It's super tough. Actually, my first ace ever on camera was on this hole with a proxy up the middle. But an overstable approach disc is what I throw anyways here. Forehand. Oh, but if you felt like you didn't have it, you wanted to go backhand. Let me do that again. There's a piece of wood here. It happened to me last time I played this hole. My foot got caught on it. I need to take a step back. The wood's for the tee pad. So if you're like, move it, I can't. A putter that's a bit more understable than this might have been better to have for this video. I just don't think I have one. Gotta go up to like the wood line, 45-ish to the right, up a hill. Oh! Probably first person ever to hit that tree. Muggy, it's sticky, I'm sweating. I said it was hot earlier. It's not like crazy hot. It's just, it's wet. Oh, come on. Fairway hit. Oh, see, that's one other thing. Oh, thank you, tree. Is I would have preferred a more understable disc. But also, kind of going back 2 holes ago, you got to make sure you give it enough to spin. That's the name of this. To turn. Otherwise, you're going to go too straight, or you're going to fade like I did because I threw it nose up. Nose up. Nose up. There's sweat on my nose. The next clip should tell you if you should put this clip in or not. So this part kind of goes back to hole 6 with what I was talking about there. With a understable disc, if we're going to go turn over, especially something like this downhill, it's way easier to control distance with an overstable disc than an understable one, in my opinion. Unless you're just like Isaac Robertson and you know exactly what to do with every throw. I mean, we not like him. Because what can happen is you put this on angle or flat to get it to turn, and it has so much glide, it could just soar way farther past the basket than having something overstable you know is going to dump and come down. Watch the spin be the closest. No. So the culprit was short of the basket to the right, and the spin was longer than the basket to the left. I wasn't trying to make the spin go past the basket and like prove my point with it, but I should be, because if I'm playing this in league, everybody's ace running this hole. We're not trying to just get close. Throwing that one high. 2 turned over, hit that hill, probably rolled closer than the culprit to the basket. I think those 2 shots also kind of show that I'm more comfortable with a forehand that's overstable than throwing a backhand understable disc. So that's just going to be something that you have to go out on the course yourself and see. But like, bags nowadays carry a bunch of discs, so like if you can figure out what works better for you on certain holes, that's great too. You don't have to stick to one thing unless it's that like one thing you're so comfortable with. And again, this isn't like for the pro player that's trying to win tournaments. This is like the recreational disc golfer trying to have fun and score good. So for test number 1, that's my take on it. I'm going to prefer overstable forehand versus understable backhand like 99% of the time. That percentage is made up, but it's a lot. I think I'm going to be more accurate. I think I'm going to hit more gaps, and I think that I'm going to be closer to the basket more often than not. So all those things combined for me, overstable forehand versus understable backhand. Even though understable backhand is a lot of fun, I think its place is more for a shot like this. We have 232 on the tee sign, but the bridge there has a sidewalk, and past it we play is out of bounds long. So for this shot, we're finishing off test number 2, where would you rather throw an hyzer backhand or hyzer flip to flat or flat shot backhand with something understable and overstable? Of course, you've been here for a minute. You know, if you're here still, thank you. Go buy a culprit off Disc Golf Deals USA, especially in this Orbit Lucid Ice dynamic disc. Like, great job. I think this plastic is amazing, and this gives all of my approach discs a run for the money. I think you guys sold yourself short for once on Glide. I think you gave a little bit too much credit for Fade, but everybody has their own flight numbers. It's definitely close. It's not understable, thank goodness. Ooh, that's a problem I didn't talk about. Throwing an overstable disc backhand, you have to make sure you get the nose angle right, because if you put it nose up like mine, it's not going to hold that Anheuser before it fights out. And so you can also correct shots that way too. Like, if your disc isn't as overstable as you want it to be, don't throw it nose down as much. Like, that's how you can make that work. Yeah, I'm glad that happened. You know we're playing this hole again. So I flipped that up to flat, soaring straight now. Yeah, we're just past pin high, much closer putt. Let's go grab them. Before these last throws, personally, the Anheuser flex shot versus a hyzer flip shot, for me, that depends on the hole. I can't say I have a preference one way or the other. It's going to depend on if there's trees to go around, if it's more open. I can't give a confirmed answer for that one for me, as much as I could for the forehand versus turnover. So a little bit more teaching style of a video versus just like a review video. If you liked it, give it a like. Let me know if something in this video helped you. Drop a comment, and if something I didn't explain well enough or you didn't understand, you can also ask, because maybe I can explain it or someone else can explain it better than me. There we go. A little short. Oh, look at that flip up. Come on, spin. 2-in-1 video. 2-in-1. Oh, I smoked it. To the bridge. Thanks for watching. Happy you're here.